need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do this. Okay. This is on the fly, Betty. This is on the fly. On the fly. There, that's better. How you doing, YouTube? Mike in Detroit. And today we're going to do a next step video for, okay, let's talk about improvising. Make sure that you go back and watch that first video. So this is the second installment of that. Got a, that way I don't have to repeat stuff over and over again. So another little series we got going here. Now, disclaimer, I am not a professional. Look, I'm just trying to help some people out. They're struggling, trying to figure out a way to make some good music without going to music school. Just some simple little hacks, some little tricks that I figured out, and I'm just sharing it. Okay, who's this video for? Well, you got your major scales down. We talked about that in the last video. I mean, you got them down. You got them down such that you can make music with them. You have your minor pentatonics down such that you can make a little music with them. Are you Pat Martini? No. Are you Norman Brown? No. Who cares? Who cares? But are you enjoying yourself? You got the few arpeggios that I showed you in the last video. You got that down. And you say, Mike, what's the next step? What else should I be working on? And don't tell me about the low grand flat 2 Dorian whole skull, whole tone, sharp 3 scale either. Don't tell me. I don't want to hear that. You know what? Don't worry about it because I don't know that scale. And I don't care to know. Before we get started on the next steps, I think that just a regular old person sitting in their home studio like me, or playing at church, or just sitting in, should go, let me say a word or two about what stops people from improvising. And I made a video about this. I think I was on the piano at that time, but it doesn't matter. It could be on the horn, it could be on the piano, it could be on this, on bazoo, it doesn't matter. The biggest block to improvising is hunting for the perfect note. Let me say that again. The biggest block to freely improvising on your instrument is this silly search for the perfect note to hit. Now, the biggest thing taught in most schools are the perfect note to hit. Things to make you say, It's no wonder people freeze up, because they want to sound like that person. They want to emulate this person, and they want to find that perfect scale and they think magically that's going to cause their improvising to give them the applause that they're looking for. But improvising, this is just my opinion, is not about note choices. It's about two things. It's about rhythm. It's about feel. It's about, now how do you get that feel, that intangible thing called feel? Well, first thing, you got to get out of your head a little bit. I know when you're learning things, you're in your head. I got it. That's where the learning, but if the head is not pouring into the heart, you're going to always sound mechanical. If you're worried about messing up, you're not going to let it go. You're going to be all gripped up. You can't feel that way. Your head wants to escape this. Somebody says improvise, you say, Now you do need the right kind of tools and the right kind of practice, I have a big advantage because I have a pretty well-stocked studio here. On my computer, there are all kind of apps that help me. My keyboard has drum machines in it. So I select tools that can help me. Another thing that can really help you is your sound, just the way you sound. Bottom line is, you just can't put this guitar down. It just sounds delicious. So you go into Guitar Center, sit there and play 20 guitars. What are you doing? You're looking for playability, you're looking for price, you're looking for accessibility, but the main thing you're looking for is your sound. Now, I can't tell you what your sound's supposed to sound like, but all of my guitars in my studio, my basses too, my trombone, my keyboards, are all, the primary thing is the sound. Because the sound goes right to the feel. Okay, enough soapbox on that. I made a video, I think a year ago, talking about repetition, about phrasing, about rhythm. But when you have the right feel, a lot of that stuff will iron itself out. A lot of it will. And but if you go to academic school, they will say, hey, that's a half note to a dotted quarter note and all that, blah, 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 blah. And they'll start telling you about the Dorian Mixolydian flat 2 sharp 11 scale. So, if you're watching this video, that means you have completed the first video pretty well. That you have your major scales from various positions. Let me move my camera down here so you can kind of see what I'm doing down here. I don't know, take the key of B flat. There it is, typewriter. And let me get this around here so everybody can see. I got a little glare on my neck here, but I'm sure you can see what I'm playing. I went through that before. You can do that from a lot of different positions. In other words, you got that. And you don't have to play it typewriter. You can play it musically. Same with the pentatonic scale. Okay, so I won't repeat all of that because that's what the first video was about. Now, the question comes up. Well, listen, let me change some things around here a little bit and make myself a little bit smaller, right? Because I want to bring in a song. I think I'm going to be able to do it. Here we go. So I'm going to bring this over here. And oh boy. Oh yeah, that worked pretty good. So here's the song, All of Me. Now, okay, now we're talking next steps. Remember, I said this 4 or 5 times already. Make sure you got your major scales, your pentatonic scales, and your arpeggios in order. Now we're going to say, okay, what's next? Well, first thing is you want to analyze this song a little bit. And so we're in the key of C here, because I don't see any sharps or flats. Let me turn my sound down here. And let's do a little bit of analysis here. In the key of C, 1 is C major, right? The 2 chord is D minor, right? The 3 chord is E minor. The 4 chord is F major. The 5 chord is G7. The 6 chord is A minor. The 7 chord is B minor 7 flat 5. And then we're back to 1 again. That's diatonic harmony. And you should be able to do that pretty much in any key you want. So now we're looking at all of me, and we said, okay, C6, that's a 1 chord. I can play that, no problem. Now, you can interpret that C6 as a C6, C major 7. Doesn't matter, some kind of C chord. What's going on here? This chord here, E7, I don't see that in the diatonic harmony, so we're going to have to deal with that chord. We are going to have to deal with this chord here, this chord right here. Now, note to self, if you just put video 1 onto this song, 99 out of 100 you will be fine. Remember I said earlier, chasing notes is not the answer. Feel is the answer. So follow me. Now we got a chord to deal with. Oh, here's another one. Here's another one. These are called secondary dominants, by the way. But no sense getting all theoretical. That's another chord I don't see in the diatonic harmony. Well, D minor I do see. Oh, there's that E7 again. A minor's fine. D13. So we got a couple of chords, 1, 2, 3, 4 so far, that are not in the key. And you could, unless you're playing with great feel and great heart, you could still play this in the key and you'll be fine. Now this 2-5-1, of course that's in the key. There's that E7 again. Here's that A7 again. This is just a B section. It's repeating. And okay, so the B section is repeating the A section above. Let's get down here to the end. F chord. This F chord here, this one, this F chord is in the key, but this F minor is not in the key. It's a borrowed chord from the minor key. And this F minor usually goes to C, but this E minor here is a substitute chord. It's a 3 substituting for 1. And there is A9 or A7. That's not in the key either. And everybody else is in the key. So, as long as you're in these measures right here, you are good, you are golden, you are golden. You can just play your little heart out, use video 1, and you are good to go. You are good to go. Sorry about that. You are good to go here, you are good to go here, you're good to go there. Uh-oh, you're good to go here. Maybe this one, you're good to go. That one, you're good to go. All these are diatonic. They're diatonic harmony keys. So what are we going to do in those other ones? How do we improvise over those other chords? Well, triads is the next step, I think. And what a build-up I just did. Triads are the answer. So once you have your major scales, your minor pentatonics, and your arpeggios in hand, triads are the next thing we're going to learn. So let me move this out of the way. Just trying to show you kind of what I mean by that. I'm going to move myself back over here, and I'm going to make myself a little bit bigger. Okay? So let's go to the guitar, and let's learn some triads. Now there's 1,000 ways to play triads on both the piano and on the guitar. So let's take a C. Let's play a C scale. Pretty much everybody knows this, but we're going to play this second half of this C scale. Now you'll notice that's just the back half of the scale you already know. Right, we're going to start on our fourth finger. Back and forth. You want to put the ninth in. Okay. Now we're going to number that scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need 1, 3, and 5, right? So we need this one. We need the 1. We need the 3. We need the 5. And then we need a 1 again. Aha. So now we have just learned our first triad, a C triad. Let's play it like this. So my fingers are on the top 4 strings. And I'm playing 10, 9, 8, 8. Now, you get 2 triads out of that because C is on both sides of this triad. Here's a C, here's another C. So let's lift up this finger and let's find this triad. That's called C in first inversion because C is at the top, right? Now, because this is a triad, it's going to have 3 inversions. 3 notes, 3 inversions. But we're going to deal with the other 2 inversions in another video because I think that's another thing people get wrong. They try to drink it all in like a fire hose. Get this down. That's a C chord. How do I identify that chord? Because the top note on my high E string is C. Now, if I drop my third finger and I lifted up my first finger, I have another triad. Now I have a C chord in root position. C, E, and G. But if I play both of them, I still have a C triad. You might recognize this chord from here. That's a C major 7. If I played it this way, I have a C triad. Now I'm going to take this C and put it over here down at the bottom, and I have this. Just taking something you probably already know and adding it to maybe something new. Now you know how we do. Once we get a voicing, we're going to drill it. We're going to C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G. Now we're back where we started. Now we are back where we started. Now, I'm not going to do it, but you do it. You do it just with one triad. Just with this. Let's do the top string. That, like that. Now go through the whole cycle of fourths. Now repeat that. Repeat that in this position. Got it? You're learning 2 different triad shapes at the same time. And by the way, when we're learning triads, This is the hardest part because when you get to the next one, it's gonna be the same shape. So we'll get there. But the main thing we want to learn is this triad shape that I'm showing you here. So here's a. I know a guy that gigs all day long. All he plays is triads. That's all he does. Got that? Now, let's make that major chord minor, right? Because 90% of the time, there are 4 different kind of triads. There's major, minor, augmented, and diminished. But 80-90% of the time, you're going to see major or minor. We don't care about any ninths. We don't care about any sevenths. We don't care about none of that because we're playing triads, the basic chord. Now, here is a C chord. I'm playing 10, 9, 8, 8. Lift up my finger and I move this over because the third, remember it's a root, third, 5, 1. Root, third, 5, 1. For a minor chord, the third has to get flatted. There's the shape you want. Here's the top of it. Here's the bottom of it. 2 triads for 1. It's a great way to learn your triads. Now let's take those minor chords and drill those. 1, F, B flat, A flat, So I played it 1 time, you play it 20 times, you play each version 20 times, and again, I'm not a big fan, especially on the guitar, of just learning mindless shapes. Know what you're playing, so let's go back to C minor. Take the time to recognize that that is a root, flat 3, 5, root. You really want to go further, name those notes. C, E flat, G, C. Name those notes. Name those notes. I know you didn't want to go to school, but this is easy school. I'm not telling you about a low Korean flat 3 scale. Just telling you about a C minor triad. Alright, so I'm going to move my guitar down a little bit smaller. Oops, that didn't work. Oops, that didn't work either. Okay, I'll figure it out. Just give me a second. There it is. And then we're going to do this all of me thing again. And let's move that over there. Oops. That's not working. Alright, just come on, baby. It's hiding on me. There we go. There we go. Now let's slide you over there. Perfect. Now we can see what we were talking about earlier. What do we do with those non-diatonic chords? Well, we can identify, let's take a look at this E7 chord. And you say, well, what's the difference between an E7? Oops, let me do it this way. How far out of the key is it? Well, there's only one note out of the key. So how do you spell an E7 chord? So that is E, A flat, or G sharp, B. Well, that's in the key, that's in the key, that's the only one that's not in the key. So we better find A flat somewhere. So let's take our little C scale. C, D, E, F, G, A. There's A flat. So when we get to that chord, we can play that A flat. And we can approach it. We can approach it from diatonic. But we're after that A flat when we get there, right? Okay. Now, look at this A7 chord. How do you spell A7 chord? Well, let's just do the triads. So we got A, C sharp, E. Well, A and E are in the key. Only one we got to worry about is that C sharp. So we need this note. Let's find another one. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So we need that note. We need that C sharp. So we need so far we need an F sharp and we need a C sharp. Now that's true for any of those that say A7 or E7 on it. So that's going to be the same with this E7. Okay, so what's up with this D13? Well, let's just call it a D. How do you spell D? D, F, sharp, and A. It's good to know how to spell stuff. So, similarly, that D and that A are in the key. Only one we have to worry about is this F sharp right here. So let's find that one. Okay, so here we got, go back to our scale. C, D, E, oops, C, D, E, F. There's our F sharp. And we can approach it. So, one of the things you can do is identify those notes, and when you get to those chords, throw those three notes in. F minor, this one has a, that one has an A flat in it. F, A flat, C, that's how you spell F minor. Then the rest of them we've gone over already. So, let's move you out of the way. This is quite a little video I got going on here. And let's move you over here like such. Now I have the chords to the song queued up. So the first thing we want to do, and I have band in the box here. So the first thing we want to do is we got an E7, and we said an E7 has an A flat in it, or a G sharp in it. So where do we find A flat? C, D, E, F, G. That's the note we want. It's on the ninth fret of the B string. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my little band in the box here, and I'm going to loop maybe the first 4 bars. I'm not going to do the whole song, don't worry, this will be a long video. And then I'm going to come up here and loop those 4 bars. All I have is bass and drums on it. Now it's going to go back to the beginning. Hang out on that note. Now go back to what you do know. That's the crazy note. Now let's go back to what we do know. Okay? Now, if you can do that again on the A7, find that C sharp. Do that on the D7, find that F sharp. And now you got a place to go when those chords pop up. Now you say, hey Mike, I don't know when those chords are popping up. I've just been jamming along. I don't even know what chords are under me. Well, now you got to know. So now you want to sing the chords. You want to say C major 7 goes to E7, hit A7, and it goes to D minor, like that. Because now you kind of have to keep your place in the song. Okay, so when we were playing Autumn Leaves, who cares? It was all in the same key. No funny chords were going on, and we could just get lost in it. But this time we got to keep our place a little bit. That's also good for your ear too. Now let's go back to these triads. I won't put any rhythm on because you work yourself up to that. But if I was playing All of Me with these triads, it would sound something like this. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't sound like this. All of me. Now remember, we only know this inversion, so we are going to be moving around the neck and up and down, up and down. When we learn inversions, don't worry, it's going to get better. Just play what you know. Here, now we need an... There's that E7. Now we got a D minor. B minor. Little chromaticism. D7. D minor. G7. All of me. A7. D minor. Now we got that F and F minor. I could go to cowboy country, but I'm going to go up here and play it way up here. F minor, E minor, A7, D minor, and then we're back where we started from. So get your fake book out or write these chords down, and that's a good drill. That's a good workout. Let's do it one more time and then we're going to put a rap on it. Go as slow as you need. All you have to do is think major and minor. A7. Now we got a D minor. B minor.
Unknown caller.
So you get the idea. Work on those triads. Now, the last thing I'll tell you is work on those triads and break them apart. Break them apart. So we had this C major. So you should be able to play it like this or like this. Okay, happy practicing, and hopefully we're just bumping you up without giving you too much crazy stuff to work on. Anyway, have yourself a great day. Mike in Detroit. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.